Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles the Bands, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And we back here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So during this art break, man, we've seen a bunch of different stories that kind of piqued our interest, and from time to time, you saw us pop up once in a while, do a live, and then kind of just disappear, and then pop up again and do a live and then disappear again, right? But there were some things that were going down, some topics and things that were being said that I said that we'll definitely have to talk about once we come back. But one of the ones that had a lot of people talking, like Sports and Fitness Rants, Too Raw for TV, and a few others, were some comments that Rich Paul made. Now, as you guys know, Rich Paul has a new show with Max Kellerman. I think it's Game Over is the name of the podcast, and the show has been out for about probably a month now or so, a few weeks now, and some of the times when they've made headlines is usually related to the things that have to do with basketball, especially when it comes to like Rich Paul talking about Michael Jordan. Those are the ones that really gained a lot of traction. The last thing that he said that made a lot of news was when he said that he would choose Michael Jordan in the end of a game to take the final shot. A lot of people are like, what is this guy doing? This is LeBron's agent. Like, what are we doing here? But then he said that, I would take LeBron to start a franchise 100 times out of 100 times. And then I think later on TMZ caught up with him and he kind of clarified what he was saying and all of that, right? But anyway, there was this topic that had a lot of people kind of fired up. And I came across a post here from Complex that I want to show you guys, and it says the post. It says Rich Paul shares the real reason why people buy Michael Jordans, and in the caption it says Rich Paul shares his thoughts on why people buy Air Jordans, and there's more than one reason. So what we want to do now is we want to actually play what Rich Paul had to say here about why he believes that, you know, the reasons that the Jordans are so popular, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Rich Paul here.
Back to North Carolina, etc.
Right.
He comes Carolina
with the powder blue. Yeah.
It was only, by the way, back then it was only 3 colorways, and so if you bought a pair of shoes. But here's the other thing: people didn't buy MJs because they wanted to be just like Michael Jordan. That was half of the people, half of the consumers. You know what the other half was? They wanted to be like Max, who had the BMW and the cute girl that had on Michael Jordans.
Sure.
So now,
the influencers.
if you get both of those consumers, you have the entire market share.
That's interesting.
Because
so you have to have the elite athlete that's different than.
Excellent. So you heard what Rich Paul had to say, that essentially it was the drug dealers and the D-boys that made it popular. What are my thoughts about this? First of all, a lot of people were upset with Rich Paul for making those comments. Number one, I remember reading through the video where he said that, and one of the people said, is Rich Paul using Michael Jordan for clicks, right? You had that there as well. What are my thoughts about this? It is clear to me, as someone observing this from the outside, it is clear to me that these podcasts, whether it's Mind the Game or Game Over or whatever it is, a part of it has to do with either trying to rewrite the history of LeBron James or retell the stories of other great players that people feel on the same level, or the people that feel that LeBron is on the same level as them. In the case of him saying what made Jordan so popular, look, Michael Jordan was a global phenomenon, and there hasn't been a basketball player like him since. Really, there hasn't. Prior to him, obviously, you had sensational players like Dr. J, Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. And since Jordan, of course, you've had people like Allen Iverson, Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Stephen Curry, Victor Wembanyama now, if we're talking about contemporary. But out of all of these guys, and they all kind of made their mark in one way, with the exception of Victor because he's new, MJ was unlike, like none of them were able to capture the minds of basketball fans around the world the same way Michael Jordan did. None of them did, right? And it has nothing to do with drug dealers buying Jordan shoes and making them popular. Jordan himself made it popular for these guys to buy those shoes. If Michael Jordan wasn't doing what he was doing on an NBA court, they wouldn't be attracted to him. In order for them to feel like, man, I gotta go cop these Jordans. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't have felt that. They wouldn't have felt that. If that were the case, why can't we say the same thing about LeBron shoes, for example? Why? There's something that, for whatever reason, Jordan was able to do in terms of the sneaker market that no one else has. The only other person that I've seen come close in terms of NBA circles is Kobe Bryant, because Kobe's shoes are the most worn shoes by NBA players today, right? They're the most worn shoes. Like NBA players wear Kobe's the most. But why not? Why didn't these D-boys find? Why didn't they see something in LeBron for them to make them go out there and be like, yo, we got to get these LeBrons, and then for them to influence the culture? Why? What is it that LeBron is not doing that Jordan did? And to me, it goes beyond that. It wasn't just the shoes. Michael Jordan made it cool to even rock a bald head. He made it cool. He influenced rappers, Jada Kiss, and everybody was rocking a bald head confidently because of Jordan. Because of Michael Jordan, Fat Joe, and Michael Jordan. Everybody talking about they want to be like, so to distill it down to, it was like, let's stop. There were people that were going out of their way to get those Jordan shoes, and they were not drug dealers, people that could not afford it, that still went out of their way to get Jordans. That's the other part. Drug dealers could afford Jordans. A lot of the people that buy Jordans, they save up for them. And really, you can't afford. I mean, you're paying $150, $160, $70 for a pair of shoes. Like, bro, there are a lot of people that couldn't afford Jordans that were standing online to get Jordans. You had people getting smoked over a pair of Michael Jordan shoes. So to just like, I don't know because I haven't seen Michael Jordan's agent come out here and constantly try to make a case for Michael Jordan or dissect his career in a way that makes it like, okay, MJ is the GOAT, and let me tell you why. Right? And the fact that these guys still feel the need to continuously do this, it says to me that their guy is not the GOAT, because they're still arguing on his behalf. They're still trying to make a case for him. And now we're trying to say, well, like the sneaker game, look, no one has dominated the sneaker game the way Michael Jordan did. No one. Jordan still sells the most shoes to this day. And you want to tell me it's because of the D-boys? Like, who are you kidding here? Like, so, like, D-boys didn't like any other sneaker. They didn't like Converses and nothing like that. It's just Jordans that they like. Come on, man. They saw what they saw. They saw what they saw. Like, let's knock it off, man. But yo, that's this the new media. This is the new era, man. This is the new era. You know what I mean? This is a new era. This is what we doing. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.